Hi everyone, welcome on board to PR0PH, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.
Imo State is still, agitated, as they are not comfortable. I mean, a lot of percentage. And at the end of the day, the voice of the people, when you see the reactions of the people, either they are reacting according to knowledge that they have, or they are reacting because they are not happy with the present ruling party, APC. I wouldn't know what it is. Anyway, if you are from Imo State, what do you think Emeka Ihedioha has done ever since he stepped in there? And you think he's a better governor than the present man that has been supposed, they claim, allegedly pushed on them? Supreme Court's prophecy, Emeka Ihedioha is coming back as Imo State governor. Do not forget that recently a prophet or reverend or priest, whatever you want to give him, whatever title you want to give him, and that's Reverend Mbaka, he said and prophesied in a certain way, and eventually they saw the return of a man that has been told that he has no, the election did not favor him. He was the fourth during the polls and all of that, but somehow he came back, and a lot of people are in support of the priest, Reverend Mbaka, and they said, well, he's the voice of God, he has said what it is and all of that. Now, one of the leading prophetic voices in Nigeria, if we might use that word, she's called Prophetess Rosemary Azonwu. Sister Rose, that's what she's popularly called. She is the prophetess, the shepherd of the City of Christ Revival Deliverance Ministry, OBB Junction in Owerri West local government area in Imo State, the same Imo State. Now, she has declared that God has answered the prayers of the saints in Imo State, and that Chief Emeka Ihedioha's mantle of authority will be restored to him come March 2020. Now, like a lot of these people that call themselves pastors, prophet, clerics, some of them wine and dine with, particularly Mbaka, wine and dine with APC. And several times we've heard him asking for money from the party, saying we are working for you spiritually, yet you don't, pay your dues. And for me, I'm not saying that people cannot, sow seed, if we want to use that word, into a ministry, into a church, or into the lives of anybody. But what I see is that when a pastor, a cleric, begins to talk publicly asking for money, it simply shows that the cries of the people, and a lot of things will go wrong, because it's like they are being paid for the spiritual service, and that shows that the truth will never be spoken. They will never be able to speak truth to power. He claimed that, I heard him back as saying that money has not been brought to him from Buhari, and he said if Buhari is not going to bring money, Buhari will end up dying, because they will stop the prayers. That there are a lot of mixed reactions to all of these things, as pastors, clerics, and the rest of them, they've become adulterated. Let's use that word. And maybe God never called some of them, but Mbaka has followers, has followings. He has people that believe in him. Now, which God is speaking to all of those people? That is the bone of contention. That is what we all need to look into. This woman, she's Rosemary, and she said she is the founder and the CEO of City of Christ Revival Deliverance Ministry in Owerri, somewhere in Owerri Junction, there in Owerri West local government area in Imo State. And she said that God has heard the prayers of the saints in Imo State, and that Emeka Ihedioha, the former governor of Imo State that has been ousted out, kicked out, they said the mantle of authority will fall back on him March 2020. Now, what will happen between that time, we don't know. We don't really know. We cannot really say what's going to happen between now till March 2020. Maybe the prayers might change, or they might say, oh, the evil people walked on him, but God said he will return back the glory. Prophecy, visions can come in different and diverse manners. So in our prophecy window released during Wednesday anointing service on the 19th February 2020. Now, is she clout chasing? Is she looking for popularity by wedding, or God really told her? That I don't know. So I'm going to quote, he said, can God restore the mantle of leadership stolen from an innocent man? I see God restoring the seat of power back to Chief Emeka Ihedioha. The prayers of the saints fasting and praying about this injustice has been answered. This is prophecy from Prophetess Rosemary Azon. Is she declaring, or she's saying God said this to her? Well, let us see what people are saying to this. Now, with all of these reactions, we will know if people do not want this APC governor because he's an APC man, or because he has certain personal mandate. So which God is speaking to these people? The God of Mbaka, or the God of Prophetess Rosemary Azwan? Is which of the God is speaking to them? That is the point here. That's the bone of contention here. Is Mbaka called from God, or Rosemary, or God later heard the cries, or was it check that exchange hand, or is just a concerned prophetess speaking her own personal opinion? Now, someone said, my governor is coming back. God Almighty has done it again. And someone decided to quote the scriptures. Mark 10:27 say, when with men it is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Now, they say there is no impossibility with our Heavenly Father. And also, I keep praying for my governor to come back for just 7 months. He restored the pride of my people. So are you from Imo State? Did he restore the pride of the people? What is it actually? Yes, someone says she is the true prophet and not the so-called Mbaka. So I don't know which one of them is the true prophet or not true prophet of God, as I do not have the equipment, the tools, to be able to look into all of these. I do not have any of that. But then we see what it is as it is. Now, someone said, God forbid, Emeka has finished his political career. That is what someone here is saying. And I will say, please, all prophet and prophetess, they should tell us when we will win the war on Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen, not politicians that will get there to steal, to kill, and to destroy. What about the Boko Haram? The politicians, they do their own secretly in the corner. They steal money, they do this and that. They said they want to see prophecy, the date that will end Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani herdsmen. That is what people want to know. Recently, not too long ago, not so recent, but some few years ago, TB Joshua claimed that terrorists, Boko Haram and the rest of them were the ones that broke down the church, and a lot of people died. Souls got missing, lost, just like that in a church. And there are a lot of issues surrounding that. Some people are objective about it. Some are, subjective about it. But whatever the case is, and the people claim that, with this should have brought about. So a lot of people want to see some spiritual work being done so as to cut off the menace of these terrorists and all of that. But then, there are always political prophecy. That is just what we keep hearing. Now they said, Ihedioha, go back and collect your glory. Prophet, prophetess, political prophecies. That's what they are saying. May God deliver us. And I want to say, please note this. Those who will benefit from him is praying for him to retain that seat so that he can get money. So it's about political manipulation. That is what they are saying. Say, yes, nothing is impossible for God, but him, Ihedioha, how can you say is innocent? That is what they are saying. Some say this is a fake prophecy. These are all fake prophets and all of that. But I don't have anything to say as regards this. Probably you are a member of this church where this prophetess is from, and where maybe you've listened to a lot of prophecy that's come from her. I wouldn't know, And I will say, Ihedioha is gone and not coming back as governor. Which prayers of the saints was answered? And who are the saints in Imo State that preach such saintly prayer? Is Ihedioha a saint? That is what someone is saying, that these guys are all criminals. We are not in support of any of them. They say they doubt if God really spoke to them, that they would rather advise her to pray that Ihedioha does not go to prison, that from the court, that he might end up in prison, that they should advise him to join Hope Uzodinma to move the state forward, rather than them saying that the saints pray, that there is no saint praying anywhere, that he has been chased away from the vineyard, and the Lord is, there are a lot of issues here. There are a lot of issues there. And now a question was asked from the same Mr. Hope that has been put there right now. A question was asked, and the response that he gave wasn't too clean and clear. And it shows that many of these people, they don't have anything to offer anybody. They are just there for their own personal gain. So, is it Mbaka or Prophetess Rosemary Azon? Which of them do you think is saying what God has said? Let us meet at the comment section below. And while you're that, if you are not a member of this channel, we can both grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will definitely alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.